Hello everyone, this is Miss Jackie and I'm back for story time. I wanted to do an extra Halloween story time last week, but I got so crazy busy here in the studio, I didn't get a chance to. So I had a few minutes today and I thought, well, let's see if we can crank out a Thanksgiving theme story time. Today I'm going to use a story called Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving. Now this is an older book. I used to read it to my first graders and my kindergartners all the time, every year, but it's still fun to read and you learn something new every time you read it. In fact, 15 minutes ago, I read over it and I discovered 2 or 3 things that were new that I had never noticed. First off, it's the story and pictures are by Dav Pilkey. Well, some of you may not know Dav Pilkey, but I bet you've all heard of Captain Underpants. He is the author and illustrator of all those stories, Captain Underpants, and he wrote and illustrated this book. One of the cool things that I discovered with this book is that I believe he got some inspiration from a very famous artist when he did his pictures. So as we read through the book in a few minutes, I want you to pay attention and see if you can figure out who was his inspiration for his illustrations. I had never noticed it before, and I've read it for years and years. And it jumped out at me a while ago, and I couldn't believe it. So I want you to pay close attention to that. All right, 'twas the night before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. That begins with a TH. You put your tongue between your teeth and you blow. Thanksgiving. That's the TH sound. Sometimes we get it confused with the F sound. They sound a lot alike, but when you make the F sound, you put your teeth on your bottom lip, your top teeth on your bottom lip, and you blow. Like in Friday and French fries and frog and fog. But the TH, you put your tongue between your teeth and you blow. Now the TH is really cool. It can make 2 different sounds. It has the soft sound and the hard sound. The TH in Thursday and Thanksgiving, thump, thin, thick. Those are the soft TH sound. Put your hand on your throat and say those words. Thursday, Thanksgiving. If you notice when you make that soft TH sound, your voice turns off. You don't feel the vibration of your voice box. But when you say the words this, that, those, the, and the TH says th, your voice box is turned on and you can feel the vibration. So, TH is pretty powerful letter sounds. All right, let's get to our story. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving. And remember, I want you to be thinking about where this author and illustrator got some of his inspiration. All artists are inspired by something or someone. And he got inspired by somebody pretty famous. And I'll bet if you look really hard, you're going to figure out a famous painting that he might have taken some inspiration from. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving. 'Twas the day before Thanksgiving, and all through the trees the fall leaves were spinning aloft in the breeze. 8 children had boarded their school bus with grins in hopes that a field trip soon would begin. They sang as they rode through autumn terrains, while visions of drumsticks danced in their brains. I love all the colors. Look at all the colors that are used in just illustrating that school bus. Over rivers, through woods with winding and weaves, their school bus sailed on through the new fallen leaves. When out on the road, there arose such a clatter, they threw down their windows to see what was the matter. When what to their wondering eyes should they see but a miniature farm and 8 tiny turkey? and a little old man so lively and rugged, they knew in a moment it was Farmer McNugget. Look at all the pretty colors they used in just illustrating the roof of this building, that house. I love it. I love all those colors next to each other. He was dressed all in denim from his head to his toe, with a pinch of polyester and a dash of Velcro. And then in a twinkling they heard in the straw the prancing and pawing of each little claw. More rapid than chickens as cockerels they came. He whistled and shouted and called them by name. There's all those turkeys. Now Ollie, now Stanley, now Larry and Mo, on Wally, on Beaver, on Shimp and Groucho. The turkeys were chunky with smiley beaked faces, and they greeted the children with downy embraces. So out through the barnyard they ran and they flew, and they gobbled and giggled as friends sometimes do. Then somebody spotted an axe by the door, and she asked Farmer Nugget what it was for. With a blink of his eye and a twist of his head, the old farmer told a grim tale of dread. Tonight, said McNugget, these feathery beasts will be chopped up and roasted for Thanksgiving feasts. The children stood still as tears filled their eyes. Then they clamored aloud in a chorus of cries. They're not happy about the little turkeys, are they? Oh dear, cried McNugget. Now what shall I do? So he dashed to the well, and the teacher went too. And they fetched some water fresh from the ground in the hopes that a swig might calm everyone down. And when they returned to quiet the matter, the children were calmer and mysteriously fatter. The boys and girls drank up their drinks in the hay, then thanked old McNugget and waddled away. I hope you're paying close attention. See if you can figure out where the artist inspiration is. They limped to the school bus, all huffing and puffing. It's not easy to walk with hot turkey stuffing. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Why are these young little boys and girls a little fatter? And then, as the school bus drove off in the night, McNugget looked round. Not a turkey in sight. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and the stars up above shone down on a school bus abounding with love. I really like that sky. Anybody notice anything about that sky? We'll talk about it when we get done. The very next evening, 8 families were blessed with 8 fluffy Thanksgiving turkeys as guests. They feasted on veggies with jelly and toast, and everyone was thankful. The turkeys were most. So each one gave thanks for love and for living, and they all had a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness, wasn't that a cute story? Now remember, the problem in the story, every story has a problem. The problem in the story was that the children were upset that the turkeys were going to be eaten for Thanksgiving meals. And so the solution to the story, can you think of what it was? Let's go to that page. All right, so the children are upset. So the farmer and the teacher go to get them a drink to try to calm them down. And right here, we can kind of see the solution to the problem. The children hid turkeys under their shirts and snuck them off the farm so they wouldn't have to be eaten for Thanksgiving dinner. All right, so let's go back. I want to look at this page. This was the first picture that I really saw a little bit of inspiration from somebody. another artist that lived a long time ago. And of course, I loved all the colors. But when I got to this page, and I just noticed it, shame on me, I saw this page right here, and I saw this big, beautiful, swirly sky, which looks a lot like Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. And there we see it again. And we really see it here with all the swirls and the dashes. In a minute, maybe I'll take my phone over to my Starry Night poster and we'll compare it. But who knows who painted the Starry Night? Well, if you guessed Vincent van Gogh, you would be right. And look, he's got a swirly Starry Night sky in a lot of his pictures. Let's see about the last picture. We see some stars and a big yellow moon, and we see a moon similar to that in the Starry Night. But look right here, the swirl in the sky. I did not realize that there was so much of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night in here. And then a while ago, when I opened up the book to read it, looky here on the dedication page. For Cindy and Nate, and what is done with love is well done. Vincent van Gogh. So he quoted, this is his dedication page, and he dedicated it to Cindy and Nate, and he put a Vincent van Gogh quote. And I think that's a really nice quote. In fact, I think I might figure out a way to put that on my studio wall. And what is done with love is well done. One of the things that Van Gogh is noted for, he's an impressionist artist, and he is noticed for his color and things that, you know, he doesn't go into a lot of detail with his things, with his drawings and paintings. And he's got lots of famous ones. So I was going to do, instead of so much just doing a lesson on a drawing lesson, I thought I would show you a little craft lesson you could do real quick. And we're going to use a coffee filter and 3 colors: red, yellow, blue. Primary colors. You cannot make red, and you cannot make yellow, and you cannot make blue. That's why they are the primary colors. But through them, you can make all kinds of colors. So I'm going to flatten out this coffee filter, and I'm going to color it. Okay. Now I'm coloring this one really quick. And see, I'm not even getting all the way to my edges. So there's my red. And I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to get a red part right through here. Now, I did this activity with my students when I taught school every single year. It's not my design. I found it in a book somewhere, but I loved it. And I took it and we adjusted and did some different things. All right, so now I'm going to add my yellow. And I'm going to put a yellow right here on this side of my red. I'm going to put a yellow right here. I'm going to put it on the right side of my red. There we go. There. And now I'm going to put a blue in, okay? And I'm not doing my best coloring. I'm doing it really quick. I'm going to put a blue right in here between my red and my yellow. And I've got a lot of red blue in there. I might come back and take over on the next part, but we'll see. All right, I think I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little more red here, a little more red here, a little more red here. And see, it's not my best coloring. Now, if you do take your time and color it, some of these turn out really, really cool. But this will still work. I'm going to add some yellow. There we go. I don't want my blue to overpower. Okay, so for this next step, you might need help with your mom or your dad or your teacher or grandparents or an adult. All right, you're going to need a glass of water. And I'm going to put on some rubber gloves because this can get messy. And when you have like 24 that you're trying to do, your hands get really messy. All right, let me see if I can get this on here. Let's go this way. I used these a while ago, and they don't exactly want to go on all that well. There we go. But you don't have to have gloves. You're just going to get marker on you. So I'm going to take this coffee filter, and I'm going to fold it in half, and fold it in half again, and fold it in half again, and fold it in half one more time, so that I've got like a real skinny pizza. And then I'm going to take the pointed part, and I'm going to put it in the water. And I want you to watch what happens really quick. Oh my goodness, see? You can see the water's running up the coffee filter all the way. And once it gets to the top, and it's all completely wet, then I'm going to pull it out. And you can see all that marker. I'm going to squeeze out some of that. And then I got to carefully unfold it. Now, we're going to lay this down to dry, so you want to make sure that you lay it on top of something like a piece of wax paper, a piece of cardboard, something that, a piece of plastic. Just don't lay it on top of Mama's counter or her table, because this is going to dry and it will stain her counter or her table. That would not be a good thing. All right, so I'm going to lay this down, and you can kind of see what happened with my colors. All right, they ran into each other, and look, remember I only used red, yellow, and blue. And when I look, I can see some green, I can see some purple, and I can see some orange. So how did that get there? All right, if I look real close, here's my orange. I see some yellow here and some red here. Red and yellow make orange. Now here I had yellow, and here I had blue, and in between I have green. So yellow and blue make green. Now here I had a little bit of red. You can see some red left, and I had some blue. And in between I have some purple. So red, red, and blue make purple. So our primary colors made 3 brand new colors: green, purple, and orange. Those are secondary colors. All right, so we're going to let that dry, and I'm going to show you something really quick on what you can do with this. So I'm going to pretend like I'm Julia Childs or on those cooking shows, and I have one already dried. Now, if you want to, you can take it and you can dry it under a hair dryer, and that's what I did with this one. My colors aren't quite as bright, but they're close, okay? And so I'm going to use a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of this, and I'm going to put it on this black paper, because I just think those colors are going to pop on this black, okay? But you can use any kind of paper you want. And you see if you can figure out what I'm going to make. Now, in my studio, I wanted some brown, and I couldn't find just a plain brown sheet, so I found this scrapbook paper. And I thought, well, that might look cool. So I turned it over. And I drew a shape that looks kind of like a bowling pin almost. It's got a large round top. Here we go. And I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to glue it right on top of my coffee filter like that. Wonder what I'm making. Okay, it's pretty cool. It's got a map on it. All right. Then I'm going to go to this orange piece, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it twice. That way, I only have to cut out one triangle one time, and I get 4 triangles, but I only need 3. So I'm going to put this triangle right here in the middle, pointing down. And this triangle down here pointing up. I think I'm going to cut some little things out of it. Let's see. I'm going to snip some little triangles out of the bottom, just like that. Let me grab this one before he gets too stuck, and I'm going to do the same thing to him. I'm going to cut little bitty triangles out of the bottom flat side here. Of course, they all have flat sides, don't they? Because it's a triangle. Anybody figured out what it is? Well, I need one more sheet. I need some red. So I'm going to take this pretty red scrapbook paper, and I've already drawn my shape, and it's like a long teardrop, okay? All right, so I'm going to cut that out. And put some glue on the back. And I'm going to put that right here. Oh, what have we made? 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving. All right, the only thing I need, I've got a turkey. So the only other thing I need now, I'm going to put some eyes right here and right here. I like to put little oval eyes. There we go. And I'll just fill those in. There we go. And if you want, you can put on some little eyelashes. That might look cute. Looky there. Too cute. I love it. All right. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed our Thanksgiving story, and I'll try to get back on and do another one soon. And if I don't, you all have a great Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Start being careful, because I know the Santa cams are turning on and the big man's watching. But before Christmas, let's make sure we give thanks and enjoy our family and friends and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.